Whew. All right, bear with me, guys, because I'm doing this outside during a thunderstorm. I'm in a safe spot, but this is my spot where I can come out and do my thing, man. So I'm having a moment right now. I'm having a moment today. If I keep looking up like I'm doing, guys, it's because it's a thunderstorm. Florida, the weather here is crazy. Okay, it's insane, but I love it. Now, I want to talk about this Kavanaugh thing, of course, but first, I need to get down to like why I feel the way I feel right now, because how I feel right now is directly because of the journey, my journey through politics. Okay, because most of you guys, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm new to politics. I just stepped foot in the political arena. Like I've made my first YouTube video in April, right? I've been like railing against the left since 2016, but I never really got into politics until about January this year, and I've been learning a lot, and um, so I didn't really understand the existential threat that we're all facing as Americans until probably like June, when I looked around and I saw like, wow, the Democrats, they're getting worse. The left is getting more radical. Republicans really are deep state rhinos. They're not trying to get anything done. Everyone on everyone on the other side essentially is railing against the president. Like President Trump is literally the only politician on the side of the people. Everyone else is against Trump. And it's just been a constant tirade ever since he took office. And when I look at the existential threat is actually socialism, communism. I've been keeping up with global politics. And while they're worried about Russia, what we really need to worry about is China. China. I don't know if you guys heard about their social credit system. Google's helping them put that all together, where it's like pretty much. I don't know if you guys have seen the show Black Mirror on Netflix, where they are controlled by their interactions and they get like a ranking or a score based on that. That's what we're facing here. We're facing a straight up nanny state if we get caught slipping, if we don't hold our government officials accountable. And what blows my mind is with this Kavanaugh thing, this is how I'm gonna kind of tie it together is I'm learning, guys. I'm still really new. So for those of you that said like Mike, you should definitely run for office. I will vote for you. I really appreciate that, guys. But there's so much I have to learn. I am so far from an expert on politics, but I'm enjoying the learning. But it kind of feels like, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like a freaking soap opera. When you turn on your TV, you turn on the news, you see Donald Trump said this, he sent this mean tweet, and then on Fox News they're like, pretty much, yeah, what is President Trump doing here? They're pretty much kind of saying the same thing. They're just less emotional about it, And it's every day it's just bickering and fighting and complaining. And the people that we have elected to run our country and make decisions, political decisions, decisions that impact everyone, regardless of your political leanings. The decisions that are made by Democrats affect everyone. Same thing with Republicans. The people that we have elected are children, right? With this Kavanaugh thing, with Dianne Feinstein, with every single thing that Maxine Waters has said, with Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all the Democrats, all the liberals, all the social media tech giants censoring conservatives. What is this nonsense? I didn't understand how deep the rabbit hole went. I did not understand how deep the rabbit hole went. I wanted to make a video about Brett Kavanaugh earlier, but then I was like, you know what? This is already way over reported on. It's oversaturated. My favorite YouTubers have already made videos about it. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna let this, I'm just going to let this blow over. Surely this is an accusation from 3 decades ago. There's no way they're going to carry this forward. I mean, it'll get shot down. Come to find out there's another accuser. And that's when I was like, okay, I can't be silent anymore. I got to say something. I have to say something because it just bothers me. It bothers me so much that they are trying to block the Supreme Court justice, which, is a lifetime position. And they don't want any conservatives on the Supreme Court justice. Why? Why? Because they can do away with our Constitution if they have uh, Democrat elected Supreme Court justices. Imagine if Hillary had a nominee. Hillary would have had two nominees. Then what would have happened? What we'll be facing now? You know, when I think about that stuff and I realize, man, even though I voted for Hillary, I am so happy she didn't win. So you guys can't be mad at me for voting because she didn't win. But we dodged a bullet, and I didn't even realize this. Probably the craziest conclusion I've come to since I got into politics is just realizing what kind of threat we are facing. America is the last stronghold in the world for true freedom. And I've heard people say, like, you know, the republic's going to rise again. It's going to come down to civil war, revolutionary war, whatever. It's going to come down straight up just brutality. And I hope it doesn't get to that. But that's just kind of what we're facing right now with the Supreme Court justice pick and what happens with the midterms. I mean, with this new accusation, now, of course, they're going to try to delay it even further. They're going to demand an FBI investigation. And before you know it, November's going to be here. I mean, we're less than 45 days away from midterm elections, you know, and it scares the hell out of me to think that, you know, a state as conservative as Florida, a state that's known for low taxation, a state that people move to because they get to keep more of their earnings, has a socialist running for governor, and he has promised to raise the corporate tax rate by like 40% or something like that. It would be the highest in the Southeast. And I've heard rumblings that, and I know it's in the Florida state constitution. So if any of you guys watching are from Florida, let me know if I'm wrong on this. But I believe it's in the Florida state constitution that they cannot enact a state income tax without a supermajority vote or something like that, which would never happen because it's a conservative Republican state. But I've heard that Gilliam, if he gets elected, he would impose a state income tax so that he could pay for all his welfare programs and basically make everyone dependent on the government, driving out private businesses or just taking them over, you know, regulating them essentially. So the fact that it can happen here in Florida, a state where most people come to get away from tyranny and big government, you know, it scares the hell out of me. November is so important. I cannot overstate the importance of it. You know, we have to vote. We have to make our voices heard. And I saw some of you guys, you know, thank you for all the comments I got in the video I made earlier about this Brett Kavanaugh thing. But a lot of those comments were against Democrats. And I'm just as pissed at Republicans. In fact, I'm disgusted with Republicans because how are Republicans not going to hold Democrats accountable? Someone has to be the adult. Someone has to say, look, okay, these accusations are 30 years old. You've had all this time to prepare. You could have brought this letter forward 2 months ago, Feinstein. All right, this, what's the chick's name? I can't even remember her name. The person making the accusations, she had at least 2 months to prepare her statement or to testify. And now she's like, I don't have enough time. I can't fly out there. You know why? Because it's bullshit. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be PC about this. Women do lie, just like men lie. I'm not letting them off the hook. I'm not going to say like, oh, you know, it's a woman. She can't lie. She's lying. And so is this new chick. She's lying. She's lying. This is obstruction tactics. And of course, it's petty and it's a smear campaign. You know, it's defamation of character. It's all these horrible things, right, that the Democrats are doing. But I'm pissed off at these lazy Republicans. They're good for nothing. They're good for nothing. You know, I don't really know what else to make of it other than confirm Kavanaugh. We got to, I guess, I don't know. I've seen people like Ann Coulter on Twitter talking about if you guys don't stand up to the Democrats and their bully tactics, we're not voting in November, which I think is a terrible idea. But I mean, what else? What other options do we have, guys? I really don't know, because the Supreme Court justice is important to the United States. It's important to the future, to my kids' future, my kids' future. Like, it carries a longevity of weight. And the fact they're holding it up over some BS and people aren't really seeing through it. I had a coworker today. I was talking to him. You know, I don't really talk politics at work, but I was on my way out of the office and I was, you know, I just was curious what someone else might think. You know, someone I've never engaged in politics with. I asked him, like, man, what do you think about this Kavanaugh thing? It's just kind of, isn't it kind of crazy where we are with it? Isn't it kind of insane if someone can make an accusation and he's guilty by public opinion? And the guy was like, I'm not going to say his name, but he said yeah, he shouldn't be up there. These women don't just come out of anywhere, man. They don't just come out of nowhere. And I'm like, see, that's a vote right there. That's someone that will probably vote Democrat. That's someone that doesn't dig into the facts. That's someone that's not thinking logically about it. That someone's just abandoned all logic and reasons like, well, the woman made the accusation, so therefore she must be telling the truth. I mean, obviously, she's willing to do this. She took a lie detector test. Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. This is what we're dealing with. There's so many people that are just zombified, sleepwalking, and here we are bickering with each other over every little thing. It's not about Democrat and Republican at the end of the day. It's about the state power. Are any of you guys Game of Thrones fans? All right, for my Game of Thrones fans out there, I'm going to give you an analogy of what I think is going on, okay? We are all fighting against each other when the real threat is on the other side of the wall. So what we need to do is come together and take care of that threat first, which is destroying our republic, our constitutional republic. That is on the other side of the wall, literally, the wall that hasn't been built yet, bringing all the people over from other parts of the world that are going to vote for Democrats. Really, can't call them Democrats anymore. We got to call them socialists, communists. That's what they are. You know, that's what we're facing. But we're bickering amongst each other. And I'm guilty of it too. You know, I make jokes about the left and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, everyone should come together and understand what we're facing is bigger than us. It's bigger than your political leanings, who you wanted to be president. It's much bigger than that. You don't have to like Trump, but you have to understand that they are going to push for socialism here. And it's not anything that we have any power over if we just keep fighting, because that's their tactics, divide and conquer. And going back to what I said earlier with how it's just blowing my mind being so new to politics, seeing how deep the rabbit hole goes. Now I can see what the Democrats have done and the tactics that they use every single time there's something they disagree with. I see how they're rejecting Trump. I see how they built up this massive resistance, and they've used Hollywood and college professors, and they've taken state control over education to make sure that everyone is on the same page. They need everyone thinking the way that they want them to think. Now I'm seeing all the tactics that they use to wipe out the dissenting voices. You know, they bully Twitter and Facebook and Google, who are already leftist as it is, but they're bullying them like, look, either you do something about these conservatives speaking up, or we're going to regulate you. You know, that's crazy to me, right? The way that they use social justice movements to divide people. They use racism, right? And like with DeSantis down here. The only reason Ron DeSantis is being called a racist is because his opponent for governor of Florida is black. If his opponent for governor were a woman, he would be a sexist, right? If that opponent were Muslim faith, he would be an Islamophobe. I didn't understand all this even 2 years ago, even 7 months ago, but now I see it. So now that I see it, my eyes are wide open. My eyes are wide open. And I'm going to continue speaking the truth, even though keyboard warriors try to come after me and try to bully me into submission. I won't submit to your demands. So guys, don't worry about that. I'm not going back on plantation. Not now that I know this truth. There is just no way. There's no way. But anyway, I just had to get that off my chest, because after I made that video today, I felt like obligated to say a little bit more, because I am wide awake to what's going on. I understand fully the threat that we're facing, and I see the tactics that they're using on the left, but then I also see I don't know if it's naive, just stupidity, or if they are just controlled opposition, but the Republicans that are currently in Congress, they suck. They suck. I've only seen a handful of Republicans even stand up to Democrats. Ted Cruz being one of them, Rand Paul being the other. I haven't seen anyone else. I don't know all the people over there on the right. I don't know all those rhinos, but most of them are against Trump. They won't dig their heels in. They won't fight back on the Democrats. I see all of this, guys. I see it unfolding, and now that I see it, I can't unsee it. Right? Those images are burned into my brain. Like, I see what's going on. You guys see this? You guys can't see the lightning, but it's flashing off my face. So I'm gonna go inside because it's getting kind of crazy. I'm getting bit up by bugs, but that's Florida. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for tuning into this live stream. And let's keep our country. Let's keep our country. I'll catch you guys later.